刘培元的英文教室第141集，我们来回顾一下经典演说篇第60到70集分两部分，因为比较长拜登的就职演说我们只是念所以意思你要不了解的话，你就看前面各集因为前面都讲过，这边复习一下，只念一下，因为当作听力练习或者发音练习也可以念一下。Chief Justice Roberts, Vice President Harris, Speaker Pelosi, Leader Schumer, Leader McConnell, Vice President Pence, distinguished guests, and my fellow Americans. This is America's Day. This is Democracy's Day. A day of history and hope, of renewal and resolve. Through a crucible for the ages, America has been tested anew, and America has risen to the challenge. Today we celebrate a triumph not of a candidate, but of a cause, the cause of democracy. The will of the people has been heard, and the will of the people has been heeded. We have learned again that democracy is precious. Democracy is fragile. And at this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed. So now, on this hallowed ground, where just days ago violence sought to shake its capital's very foundation, we come together as one nation under God indivisible to carry out a peaceful transfer of power as we have for more than 2 centuries. We look ahead in our uniquely American way, restless, bold, optimistic, and set our sights on a nation we know we can be and we must be. I thank my predecessors of both parties for their presence here. I thank them from the bottom of my heart. You know the resilience of our Constitution and the strength of our nation. Yes, there's President Carter, who I spoke to last night, but who cannot be with us today, but whom we salute for his lifetime of service. I have just taken the sacred oath each of these patriots took, the oath as sworn by George Washington. But the American story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. Aren't we the people who seek a more perfect union? This is a great nation, and we are good people. Over the centuries, through storm and strife, and peace and reward, we have come so far, but we still have far to go. We will press forward with speed and urgency, for we have much to do in this winter of peril and impossibility, much to repair, much to restore, much to heal, much to build, and much to gain. Few periods in our nation's history have been more challenging or difficult than the one we are in now. At once in a country, virus silently stalks the country. It's taken as many lives in 1 year as American lost in the World War II. Millions of jobs have been lost. Hundreds of thousands of businesses closed. A cry for racial justice some 400 years in the making moves us. The dream of justice for all will be deferred no longer. A cry for survival comes from the planet itself. A cry that cannot be any more desperate or any more clear. And now the rise in political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism that we must confront and will defeat. To overcome the challenges, to restore the soul, and to secure the future America requires more than words. It requires the most elusive of things in a democracy: unity, unity. You know the January Washington on New Year's Day, 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. When he put pen to paper, the president said, "If my name ever goes down into history, it will be for this act, and my whole soul is in it." My whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this. Bring America together, uniting our people and uniting our nation. I ask every American to join me in this cause, uniting to fight the common foes we face: anger, resentment, hatred, extremism, lawlessness, violence, disease, joblessness, helplessness. With unity, we can do great things, important things. We can right wrongs. We can put people to work in good jobs. We can teach our children in safe schools. We can overcome this daily virus. We can reward work, rebuild the middle class, and make health care secure for all. We can deliver racial justice. We can make America once again the leading force for good in the world. And yet speaking of unity can sound to someone like a foolish fantasy. I know the forces that divide us are deep and they are real, but I also know they are not new. Our history has been a constant struggle between the American ideal that we are all created equal and the harsh, ugly reality that racism, nativism, fear, and demonization have long torn us apart. The battle is perennial. Victory is never short. Through the Civil War, the Great Depression, World War 911, through struggle, sacrifice, and setbacks, our battle angels have always prevailed. In each of these moments, enough of us came together to carry all of us forward, and we can do so now. History, faith, and reason show the way of unity. We can see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect. We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. But without unity, there is no peace, only bitterness and fury. No progress, only exhausting outrage. No nation, only a state of chaos. This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge, and unity is the path forward. And we must meet this moment as the United States of America. If we do that, I guarantee you we will not fail. We have never, ever failed America when we have acted together. And so today, at this time and in this place, let us start afresh, all of us. Let us listen to one another, hear one another, see one another, show respect to one another. Politics need not be a raging fire destroying everything in its path. Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war. And we must reject a culture in which facts themselves are manipulated, even manufactured. My fellow Americans, we have to be different than this. America has to be better than this. And I believe America is better than this. Just look around. 好，我们这个上集我们先回顾到这里啊。